Hi, my name is Brandon and welcome back to another lesson on how to trombone. In today's lesson, I am going to be going over a term called intonation. For those who don't know what intonation is just a big fancy word for the tuning of a note or a series of notes. So whenever your band director says, please watch your intonation, what they really mean is please watch your tuning. Unlike every other instrument, trombone players usually depend on slide placement when trying to figure out the right tuning. For example, when a note's pitch is over the appropriate level, trombone players will usually slide out just a little bit so that the note can settle down into the right tuning area. For example, and when the note is under the appropriate pitch, trombone players tend to raise the slide just a little bit so that the note can be in the perfect pitch pocket. For example, when working on your intonation at home or in a practice room, it is always best to keep a tuner with you so you could keep track of where your pitch stands.
Alrighty, so the first step that you would like to do is to grab yourself a tuner, like so. As you can see, I always have a tuner right next to me so that I can always keep track of my pitch. When working with a tuner, you always want to make sure that the number at the top left corner is at 440. If the number is not at 440, you want to make sure that you either raise it or lower it until the number hits 440. You want to make sure that when you are tuning a note or a series of notes, that the pitch always stays in the middle or to the green area. If the pitch starts going left, that means the pitch is flat and that you need to raise your slide just a little bit. If the pitch is on the right, that means it is sharp and that you need to lower the pitch just a little bit. For example, notice that I started off a little bit sharp and that as I continued blowing air, it lowered down to a perfect green area. You always want to make sure that you start off a note pretty strong. Not too loud, but not too soft, but with enough air to where you can make a decent sound, like so. Notice that when I used a decent amount of air, that the pitch was right on spot.
Now that you've gotten a basic idea on how to use a tuner, I highly suggest that you continue using the tuner for all the notes in the scale, from first position all the way down to 6. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, always use a tuner.